Hi everybody, welcome to Moni's Inspired Creations. I am Moni and this is my channel. Please do like, subscribe, comment down below, and hit that little ding 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 bell to get notified when I post new videos. So today I'm going to be talking about 10 things they didn't tell you about adulting. You know, growing up, a lot of people are just like, stay young, be a kid as long as you can, because being an adult sucks. But they don't tell you why. A lot of people won't tell you the things that come with being an adult. Instead, they'll just be like, stay young, stay innocent forever, because that's the best time of your life is when you're a kid. You don't have responsibilities. But they never tell you the good stuff. Why? What happens when you become an adult? So, today's video is definitely going to talk about 10 different things that you should know before you become an adult. And if you've already become an adult and you are one and you didn't get a chance to hear it before you became an adult, well, I'm sorry, but you're hearing it from me now. So number one, the first thing that an adult will not tell you is that being an adult is very exhausting. You know, I remember being a kid and I was always full of energy. Actually, my parents always said I was full of piss and vinegar. I don't know if anybody else was ever called, you know, a child that was full of piss and vinegar, but I was. Constantly, all the time. Becoming an adult, no energy whatsoever. Ever. I wake up in the morning, I'm already tired. I go about my day, I'm already tired. I lay down to go to sleep at night. It doesn't matter if I have 2 hours of sleep, 30 minutes of sleep, 10 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours of sleep. I'm still tired. Being an adult is exhausting. You have so much to do, so many things to worry about, that it's a mental drain on you. And it's constant exhaustion. Number two, as you're an adult, you will find that you always have no extra money. Doesn't matter how much money you're making. It doesn't matter how good you are at saving. One day you're going to look at your bank account and you're going to be, where did my money go? I have no more money. Maybe not no more money. For some people, possibly. But you're not going to have the extra money to spend like you used to when you were a kid. You know, maybe you had family members that were like, here, birthday present, Christmas present, Easter, whatever. I'm sure that somewhere along the line you had some adult give you some sort of money, even if it were 30 cents, 50 cents, $1, $100. Doesn't matter. I'm sure you got something, at least once in your life, from an adult that said, here's your spending money. Yeah, well, when you're an adult, you don't have spending money. Your spending money is on essentials, and that is it. And if you do find that you have some money allocated to do whatever spending you like, good for you. Just don't do it all the time, because if you do it all the time, guess what? You have no money, because all that money is going to go bye-bye. Number three, you know, when you're growing up, you have all sorts of friends, right? From elementary to middle school to high school, you're going to have all sorts of friends. But when you become an adult, that number of friends just dwindles. Sometimes it even becomes close to non-existent. Your true friends are always going to be there. You know, you're not going to have a million true friends. And if you're one of those people that has 20 or more friends and you go all to all these parties and that, I strongly urge you to really look at them and ask yourself if they are your friend. Will they be there for you if you have an emergency? If you are literally bleeding, bloody, dying, are they going to be the one that answers the phone when you need an emergency help? Or are you going to go straight into voicemail on their phone? So the amount of true friends that you have when you become an adult really dwindles to nothing. You might have one, possibly two, really true friends. Other than that, you're going to have acquaintances. By definition, your friends will be acquaintances. And if you have true friends, awesome, that's good. But I don't think it's going to be more than 3 most, for most people. Now for me, If I'm your friend, I am 100% true your friend. If you need me, I am there for you. Always. That's just who I am. And unless all of you out there are like me, chances are you have friends that really aren't your true friends. Number 4, all adults, whether they have money or they don't have money, they all long for a vacation. You know, it's in the back of their mind, like, when's vacation? When can I take my PTO? When my paid time off, if you don't know what that means, PTO, paid time off. When can I take my vacation? Can it be tomorrow? Can it be the next day, next month? When can I go on vacation? Always on the back of your mind. Because when you're through that 9 to 5, work life, and whether it be Monday through Friday, Saturday through Sunday, whatever days of the week you work, you're constantly thinking, when is the next time I am off of work so I can just rest and relax? Maybe not go anywhere, depends, but you just need, at least a week just to get away mentally and to relax, be yourself, do whatever you want away from the stress of work in general. Number 5, the sad one. Your bills will never, ever, ever stop. Once you start paying bills, it's like they manifest. You pay one bill, next thing you know, you have 5 bills at your door, and the next thing you know, you have 10 bills at your door. Your bills will never stop. You have credit cards? Oof. Don't put any more on the credit cards than you really need, because then your bills are bigger than normal. If you have things that you really need to pay off, electricity, gas, water, trash, rent, car payments and car insurance, food, you need those things to survive. I mean, not everybody needs a car, but for those of you that have cars, like myself, we need it to survive. So that car bill is going to be there. That car insurance bill is going to be there. Gas bill, whatever. Those bills are going to continually be there no matter what. Number 6. You will sleep a lot on any day that you have off, no matter what. Whether you have Tuesday and Friday off, Saturday and Sunday, Monday and Wednesday, Thursday, I don't care which day of the week you have off from your job. When you have your day off, you are either going to be craving the feeling of being in your bed and sleeping in, or you're going to actually do it. For those of you that have kids or other things that you have to do on your days off that you can't, you can't just take the time to sleep in or to sleep as long as you want. I know in the back of your minds, you're like, I want to sleep so bad. I'm going to go to sleep early tonight. Does it happen? Does it? Does it really? I don't know. But I do know that sleep is always on your mind on your days off. You just want to go back to bed. You want to sleep all day. You want to just not do anything when it's your day off. You just want to stay there. Don't do anything. Nothing at all. Besides, maybe drink some water, eat a little something, maybe watch a little TV or read a book. Depends on the person. Some might be video games. Number 7. This one is important. And nobody really tells you this one at all, actually. I had to learn this one myself the hard way. The more overtime you have at your job, the more taxes you will pay. And with the more taxes you pay, the less money you take home every paycheck. So here we all know that a regular paycheck, for the most part, depending on the job you have, how much you're making, but for the most part, your regular job is not going to be enough money to pay the bills and to be collecting savings, unless you're making lots of money. And the average person is not. The average person is middle class America. You're either in middle class America or you're in poor America. If you are in the upper middle class to the rich class, good for you, congratulations, but the majority of Americans are not. That's just the bottom line. majority of Americans, like 95% of Americans, are not in the upper middle to upper class at all. They're in middle class to poor. And most people in America actually can't get by off of their normal living wages, which is why they have 2, possibly even 3 jobs. If your job offers overtime, try not to do as much overtime as possible. Because when you're doing more overtime, yeah, your paycheck looks nice. Like, ooh, look at this. Let's say this month it's $2,000 rather than, I don't know, let's say $1,600. Wow. Well, guess what? That extra $400, most of that went straight to taxes, right? How many of you have been there thinking like, wow, this is going to be a huge check today. I can't wait. I've put in 15 hours of overtime this week. I put in 20 hours of overtime this week. And then you look at your paycheck and you're like, I barely got like $100 more? I barely got $75 more? What? With all those hours? Are you kidding? Yeah. All went to taxes. I guess at the end of the year, income taxes, sure, it might be a good thing that you already put that money into taxes, But for the most part, you're over here putting in those extra hours because you need to make some extra cash. You need to be able to survive, and you can't survive off of the job you have, right? So that's why you do overtime. But when you're doing too much overtime, it's kind of putting you in a negative direction. Myself, I've actually experienced it where I did so much overtime that I actually took home less money in my paycheck with all that overtime than I did on my regular paycheck without any overtime. Because all of that, all those hours bumped me into another tax bracket, a higher tax bracket. So I wound up losing money on my paycheck because it all went to taxes. And that's something that I wish somebody would have told me beforehand. I wish somebody would have said, hey, guess what? If you want overtime, stick to maybe 2 hours a week extra at most. Don't surpass that because it's really not worth it. You're putting in all this time and you're not receiving the benefit for it. Especially the higher pay rate normal that you have, like the higher normal pay rate that you have. When you go into overtime on that higher pay rate, you're actually going into a higher tax bracket. So, I don't think the minimum wage is up to 15 yet. So back in the day, let's say you were getting like $10 an hour. Sure, it might be worth it to do more hours of overtime if you are able to, because you're in a lower tax bracket. But let's say you make $19, $20 an hour and then you do overtime on top of that. It is not worth doing more than a couple hours of overtime a week because guess what? You're now in a higher pay bracket, which means your taxes are higher. Your percentage is higher. So it's really not even worth it. Number 8. It is super important as an adult to find some sort of pastime. Something, it doesn't matter what. What is something that you like to do? What is something that you used to do when you were younger that you thoroughly enjoyed, but then as an adult you don't do? If you are just becoming an adult now, I highly suggest you think about this. What is something that you enjoy doing currently that you can see yourself doing the rest of your life? Not for getting paid, just for fun. It's important to have a pastime because as an adult, you're going to experience so many different things. Let's just use examples from what I've said. The bills, your work, lack of sleep, wanting a vacation. Okay? So just that alone can be very stressful to some people. So if you have a pastime, sports, music, video games, whatever it may be, is something to get your mind away, at least for a couple minutes a day. Some people try meditation. Meditation is really nice. It's very relaxing. Some people try dance. Dance is also relaxing. It's also exercise too, so that's nice. You're working up a sweat, you're getting the blood moving. But definitely find something that you enjoy doing a couple minutes every day, because you're gonna need it to help relax after everything. Especially if it's one of those days where your boss is like, here, you're gonna have this huge assignment now that you're gonna have to be doing. Or, let's say you're in college and you have just found out that you have 3 term papers due in 1 week. Being an adult kind of sucks sometimes, right? So find something that you enjoy that you can just take your mind off of, and take some time out of your day, especially if you're busy and you're already stressed out that you don't have enough time. But I guarantee you, taking a couple minutes every day to just go back into a relaxed state, doing something that you enjoy is necessary, and it's helpful. Number 9, if you have a pet, then your pet will automatically become your best friend as an adult. There is going to be days where you feel like you cannot continue, whether it be doing the work you're doing, living in the location that you're living, being in the relationship you are, whatever it may be. There are going to be days where you're just like, I can't do this anymore. I really can't. I want a dad. Like, why? Right? And if you have a pet, those things are so emotional. They're empathic. They can feel it all. If you have cats especially, I know I have cats. They're my best friends. I love them. They're my babies. People try and say, oh no, they're cats. No, they are my children, and that is that. And if anybody else has any pets, I'm sure you feel the same way about your pets too. There should be a law about this, that they should be considered our children, right? I think so. Anyways, so your pet's going to be your best friend. If you're having a bad day, they're going to feel it. They're going to know. No matter what, they'll just feel it. They'll know. Next thing you know, they're going to be coming up to you. They're going to be sniffing you, right? They maybe start licking you. Making cute little weird noises that they do to put a smile on your face, because that's what they're there for. That's what they do. They say dog is a man's best friend. It could be a dog, could be a chicken, it could be a pig, it could be a cat, horse, whatever your pet is. It will become your best friend. And if you don't have a pet, I don't want to suggest getting one, because, everybody's situation's different. But if you don't have a pet that can be your best friend when you need it, either talk to one of your friends who is your best friend, or stuffed animals work too, or pillows, blankets, hot chocolate, anything. Anything can be your best friend if you really need a best friend. Number 10. We're almost done, guys. Almost done. So, a good cry is always necessary for your mental health. Sometimes being an adult is very difficult. A lot of people just don't want to say that, right? So, when you're an adult, anything and everything can come flying at you at any time. You can already be low on your payments, behind on your rent, and then next thing you know, your car breaks and you have to get it repaired because you work 30 miles from your home. How else can you get to your job? Right? You're working 2 jobs, you can't get there in time if you tried taking public transportation, whatever it may be. On top of that, your kid gets sick and now is in the hospital, so now you have hospital bills. Like, everything just starts adding up. When the storm comes, it usually comes from all sorts of angles, okay? So just know it is okay to cry. Whether you are a male, a female, it doesn't matter. A good cry is wonderful for your mental health. When you cry, you are literally releasing all that stress that is within you in the tears. It's just coming out, and just let it happen. If you feel like you're gonna cry, if something has brought you to that point where you feel super angry and frustrated and your eyes are like literally starting to water, just let it out. Don't be like, I'm trying to hold back the tears. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just let it out, because you will feel 10 times better afterwards. Yeah, at first you might feel a little, groggy and sleepy. Of course that happens when you're going to cry anyway, right? But after you're done crying and after you've relaxed a little, you'll feel, okay, I've released a little. Now I can move forward. What's my next step? What's my next plan of action? How am I going to be able to tackle this problem, and still make it through my day, still pay my bills, still be able to survive, right? So if you need to cry, if you need a shoulder, find that shoulder to cry on. Find that ear to listen to you. There are many out there. Even if you're just sitting in a park by yourself, talking it out, somebody might come over and say, hey, you okay? Want to talk? You don't know where there's going to be an angel in your life. Could be an angel sitting next to you right now. Could be an angel, out there on the sidewalk. There's always somebody willing to listen. Love you guys. I will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed 10 things they didn't tell you about adulting.